Next on 23 News, one good man, a happy homecoming for Marine injured in the war in Iraq. Lost too soon as family and friends say goodbye to an Ohio State fire victim. And hungry for action, college students protest zip athletic gear made in foreign sweatshops. 23 News starts now.
PAX 23 News is made possible by our founding sponsors, Summa Health System and your local Ford store.
Live from downtown Akron, this is PAX 23 News with Eric Mansfield, weather with Mark Nolan, and sports with Jim Donovan.
And a piece came in right above my head and exploded right in front of my face, so I lost hair in my head.
A local Marine comes home after being injured in a Baghdad firefight. Good evening, everyone. I'm John Freese. Mother's and Father's Day came early for the parents of Jim Klingel. Having their son home to recuperate after he was seriously injured in Iraq is a dream come true. 23 News reporter John Kosick has the story.
Shock and awe.
William Klingel isn't talking about the U.S. war plan, but his reaction to seeing his son Jim walk into their Medina County home. The surprise had a lot to do with the fact that the young Marine was nearly killed last week in Iraq by 2 rocket-propelled grenades.
We were in a firefight, we were getting shot at and we were shooting back, and this just happened. We got ambushed by a car, I guess, and they shot 2 of them, and 2 of them got me, but didn't get me good enough, so I'm still here.
His elbow was shattered and he still has shrapnel in his leg, injuries that will earn him a Purple Heart.
It's one of those awards you want to have, but you don't want to get it.
Jim and his parents can laugh now, but his mom will never forget learning her son was injured. She's just happy the call came from him.
The very first thing he said was, "Hi, Mom, I'm okay. I'm injured, but I'm okay." So, thank goodness the call came that way.
And having Jim home for now means Mom and Dad can rest a little easier.
I don't want to wake up with that feeling in the morning, and I don't want to come home from work thinking, okay, did somebody call while I was gone, or are the Marines here now to give me the bad news? You know, that's happened enough.
Jim says his thoughts are overseas with his fellow Marines in Iraq, and he looks forward to eventually rejoining them. For now, though, he's very happy to trade the desert sand for Medina County green.
No more sand. I'm not going to the beach or anything, so.
In Medina County, John Kosick, 23 News.
Jim also suffered some hearing loss in the firefight, but his doctors say he will eventually recover that. Jim expects to be out of commission for about 3 months. And with fighting winding down in Iraq, the detective work begins. Today, Marines made a major arrest, nabbing Saddam Hussein's half-brother. Meantime, the rest of the work is humanitarian. Generators being put in place to restore power. And in one neighborhood, engineers got the water running for some 800,000 Baghdad residents.
These people do have water on the taps now as of last night for the first time in as many days.
Some sobering finds as well in Mosul, a mass grave that may contain as many as 2,500 bodies, most believed to be Kurds. Friends and family said their final goodbyes to 19-year-old Aaron DeMarco today. A long processional left Our Lady of Peace Catholic Church in Canton and took the Ohio University sophomore to her final resting place. Aaron died along with 4 other college students in an off-campus fire near Ohio State University. Mourners remembered the St. Thomas Aquinas graduate as an outgoing, lively, and enthusiastic woman. Meantime, Columbus police confirmed they've searched a car as part of the investigation into that fatal fire. But detectives say nothing was found. Investigators claim they still have no suspect and no motive. That fire started around 4 o'clock Sunday morning in a popular off-campus neighborhood. And the Summit County medical examiner can't say whether a 15-month-old Ravenna girl died as a result of the fire that destroyed her home. The girl's parents, as well as 2 siblings, escaped. Investigators say the blaze started in the room where the child was sleeping and then spread throughout the house. A University of Akron group called STAND, Students Taking Action for a New Democracy, is prepared to give up food to get rid of sweatshops. Today, they protested the university's affiliation with a company that they say has zip gear made in the worst kinds of sweatshops.
College gear is hot, red hot.
It's a $2.5 billion industry. But these students say schools like the University of Akron are making huge profits on clothes made for just pennies in Asian sweatshops.
The country is rife with sweatshops. You'd be lucky to find one that wasn't a sweatshop.
And Stand is taking a stand against Holloway, an Ohio company they say is manufacturing Akron Zip apparel in Burma labor factories. They want the university to drop Holloway, and they're willing to starve for it.
Hopefully it'll bring enough media attention and it'll put enough pressure on the university that they'll understand that making clothing in these countries and selling them just isn't acceptable, and it shouldn't be acceptable.
Holloway's website says it does business with many universities, but makes no mention of any international production facilities. When we asked, Holloway said no comment. U of A officials say next week the university will adopt a new resolution committing Akron to good business practices.
We do want to behave responsibly in a global economic environment, make sure that we are treating people correctly.
Stan says that's not enough, and while the university drags its feet, sweatshops continue to thrive. The university says it's affiliated with the Fair Labor Association, which Stan argues is not an effective watchdog. They want Akron to join the Workers' Rights Consortium, or WRC. By the way, students say they will go on that hunger strike after next week's board meeting. 2 men are now under arrest for a shootout yesterday at an Akron apartment complex. 22-year-old Dwayne Robinson was accused of carrying a concealed weapon and tampering with evidence, while Moses Reed faces just tampering charges. The shots rang out late yesterday afternoon near the intersections of Anderson and Triplet. No one was hurt, although the car belonging to one of the complex's residents was hit by gunfire. It's life in prison for the man who pulled the trigger in a fatal shooting at this bar. 32-year-old Glenn Robinson won't be eligible for parole for 38 years. On December 30th, he shot Anthony Thomas in the back of the head at the main attraction on Copley Road. No motive was given for the attack. And the prosecutor's office has ruled that an Akron police officer acted appropriately when he shot and killed a suspect back in March. The officer was responding to a call of shots fired when he saw a 22-year-old Willie Robinson approaching him with a gun. When the officer told him to drop the weapon, Robinson pointed it at him. That's when the officer fired, killing Robinson. And yesterday just wasn't a good day for 39-year-old Dexter Davis. Take a look at Dexter. Akron police arrested him for drugs, gave him a summons, and then released him. Then an hour later, the same unit stopped a stolen car. And behind the wheel was, you guessed it, Dexter. He apparently traded a rock of crack for the wheels. Davis is behind bars tonight. Still to come, your overcrowded Humane Society may need to give NOAA a call. Plus, could an Akron-Canton rivalry be in the making on the diamond? And this cat's tale continues. The latest on Princess.
So far, the rain has held off for the day, but tonight it looks like some showers moving in as an area of low pressure weakens, but another one on the way. We'll tell you all about it coming up in your PAX 23 5-day forecast.
U.S. News and World Report rated Suma's cardiac program among the nation's best, which means we have the opportunity to become someone's hero every day.
Hey, new girl, want to join us for lunch? Sure. I've just got to pay my bills first. We only have an hour.
Well, Abby's got online bill pay with KeyBank.
Done. Let's go.
Enjoy your lunch, Abby. Check out all the ways Key can help manage your money and your time. Visit key.com or call 1-888-KEY-1234 today. Want fast ways to get to your cash? The solution is Key.
Woke up this morning feeling fine. There's something special on my mind. I know I'll find it right here in the neighborhood.
Wake up to something good with any of our 3 delicious breakfast platters, plus fresh Minute Maid orange juice.
Hey.
Hey.
Not used to seeing you here this early on a Saturday.
Saturday.
For local calls, I mostly use my cell phone.
I usually don't use the phone that much. I just use email.
At home, I get my local service through my cable.
Today, consumers have lots of choices for local communications. So why should Ohio still hand AT&T and MCI WorldCom huge subsidies to provide local service? AT&T and MCI lease phone lines here for half the average they pay in other states. But then they pocket the difference instead of passing it along to you. Call or email today to end the free ride for AT&T and MCI.
Welcome back. Well, showing that it's not in a vacuum, the poor economy is now at home for the North Canton-based Hoover Company. Its parent company, Maytag, says it'll be forced to cut 500 jobs during the second quarter. There's no telling how many of those could come from Hoover, which has 840 permanent positions in Stark County. And more problems on the horizon for the Humane Society of Greater Akron. We told you about their overcrowding issues. Now they have to find a new home. You see, the Cuyahoga Valley National Park would like to shelter off its land by fall of 2004. The park wants to revitalize a farmhouse and barn that currently sits on the 9-acre parcel of land. The city of Canton is looking to bring minor league baseball back to the Stark County seat. Mayor Richard Watkins wants to put a new team in a downtown stadium to help revitalize the city. Canton lost the Indians' AA affiliate when Akron wooed them to Canal Park. The city then lost 2 independent minor league teams. The Arrows will have to give permission to the city to bring in an affiliated minor league team according to minor league rules. And Stark County is going to have to fight to keep the high school football playoffs in the area. Columbus and Cincinnati are expected to make bids for the title games that will be held in 2004, 05, and 06. Stark County is expected to counter those bids, and why not? The game brings in $3 million for the area, which still owns the 2003 games. And Super Bowl hero and U of A grad Dwight Smith is in trouble with the law. He was arrested yesterday in Florida and charged with waving a handgun at another motorist. Police say Smith was cooperative during the stop and said he waved the gun because the other driver was being aggressive. By the way, Smith is set to be honored at halftime of the Zips Blue Gold game this Saturday. Coming up on 23 News, the latest on SARS. Are scientists closer to finding a treatment? In sports, Kent State's head coach is #1, a big honor for Jim Christian. And the latest on this unlucky cat and its hard life.
Just a few millimeters in front of where the actual brain sits.
Log on to Akron23.com, sponsored by BrightNet Internet Provider.
George, are you tired of waiting for your internet connection? Asleep at your keyboard to connectivity? Well, times have changed, and this is your wake-up call from BrightNet. Say no to slow. Today, all day, every day, BrightNet can empower you to productivity with DSL and T1 lines. And BrightNet's exclusive high-speed accelerator nitro dial will add a whole new dimension to your dial-up connection. Heed your wake-up call. Get in touch with BrightNet.
Hello, BrightNet! Being a parent is wonderful, but it's not easy. All parents get frustrated with their babies, especially when they cry. Akron Children's Hospital reminds you to never shake your baby. Each year, thousands of babies are blinded, brain damaged, or killed by someone who didn't know how dangerous it is to shake a baby. A few seconds of shaking can cause a lifetime of damage or even death. Never, never, never shake a baby. Children's Hospital Medical Center of Akron, the clear choice for children.
The CR-V, the Odyssey, and the Pilot from Honda. Different sizes and shapes to fit different lifestyles. But they are as much the same as they are different. Each is a leader in its class in safety, low emissions, and fuel economy. And all have been named best in class by Car and Driver for the 2nd year in a row. So no matter which you choose, you'll have made the right choice. Happy choosing from Honda.
They don't want you to know this, but I have proof. Take a look at these. Their TV, B&B's TV. Their oven, B&B's oven. The identical products at the same low price. Wake up, people. There's a better way.
Now at B&B, save on appliances and electronics, like Sony's 36-inch flat-tube TV for only $9.99. Plus, get free delivery and no payments or interest until January 2004.
Hurry! Go to work.
Well, the strange tale of the area's unluckiest cat continues. Princess is a cat that was found stabbed in the head a few weeks ago. After being nursed back to health, she was found again, abandoned this time, with a leg wound. Today, Princess underwent surgery to remove that leg. And Betsy, even if you're not a cat lover, you have to feel for Princess.
Is she up for adoption? Is that what's going on?
I assume since she's been abandoned that she's up for adoption.
She needs
if you
a
want
very
a three-legged
good,
cat with a
loving
head
home.
wound.
Oh, man.
Yes, she definitely deserves it.
She does. And hopefully somebody in the Akron area, some kind soul. You know, it'll probably be a person from Copley.
We can only hope.
All those people in Copley are wonderful, aren't they? I'm from Copley. That's why I say that. Well, I was just filling out my to-do list for the weekend, and that is because things are looking like we're actually going to get something done, especially in the weather department. Saturday looks a lot better, but of course we got to get through Friday first. Hey, not too bad on this Thursday evening, as temperatures at the metro parks looking kind of nice, in the low 60s. It is a little breezy. We've had a sprinkle here or there, but otherwise things have been kind of cloudy. As for the radar, well, here's a look at our X-band triple Doppler radar. You can see the showers that are off to the west of us coming up into Mansfield soon. These are moving from south to north and will eventually make it into our area as we go through the overnight hours. As for rain, well, we didn't pick any up today. And if you got a few drops, that really didn't count too much. But for the year now, Canton Akron's reporting 7.91 inches. That's since January 1st. So that puts us about 1.8 inches below normal for the year. We need the rain, and it looks like we do have a little rain coming in the overnight hours tonight. Today's high, about 65 degrees, 41 the low. So yeah, we're right around normal, if not a little above. And that trend of the above normal temperatures looks like it's going to be continuing for us. We're currently sitting at 62 degrees with 65% humidity, and winds are out of the east at 17. That is a big factor if you're driving on any of those north-south roads, right around 77, maybe 76. It starts to kick a little further south through Akron. Yeah, you may run into a few gusty areas, so watch out for that if you're headed out this evening. Temperatures now, as I said, kind of nice. Temperatures in the mid-60s throughout most of the Akron-Canton area, down toward New Philadelphia, Worcester, Mansfield reporting 66. The lakefront and Cleveland areas a little bit cooler thanks to those northeasterly winds that are coming off the lake. It's keeping them a little cooler. But again, the winds are going to be a pretty big story as we have an area of low pressure that is winding up in the Ohio River Valley and is going to kick off to the northeast. As it does so, the good news, it's starting to weaken. The bad news is there's another system that's beginning to form out to the west of us. This system's going to play a factor in our Easter forecast as we have the possibility for some thunderstorms Sunday evening. But for Friday, things are looking pretty nice. Just a chance of showers or two, and Saturday is looking even better, even though we have this big system looming off to the west of us. Mostly cloudy for tonight with showers, but it's once again going to be cool as temperatures will drop into the mid-40s. Tomorrow then, scattered showers, especially early in the day, then breezy. We may even see a few peaks of sun in the evening as temperatures top out near 60. Here is your PAX 23 5-day forecast. Things are looking much better now for the weekend, nearing the 70-degree mark Saturday and the upper 60s Sunday. We cool off a bit for Monday and Tuesday, but notice that chance of rain evening of Easter. Looks like we will have a dry egg hunt Easter morning. So get your basket ready, John.
Yeah, it's not so much doom and gloom this weekend. That's
I know,
great.
It's great news.
Thanks very much, Betsy. Well, the race is on to find ways to detect and treat the illness known as SARS. 3,200 cases are under investigation around the world, including 3 right here in Summit County. So far, the impact of the illness has been minimal in the United States, thanks to aggressive control measures. Health experts say the U.S. must keep up those defenses.
It's important that we remain vigilant because we are watching with great concern the events in other parts of the world, particularly in China and Hong Kong and Singapore.
Health experts say any of the patients around the world have already recovered. Coming up on 23 News, the Cavs season is over. Now the LeBron watch is on. We'll have the latest. And looking for something fun to do? Well, Vic Gideon is here and has the rundown in his guide to the weekend. One of the holiest days of the year is right around the corner, and a worldwide health scare means changes in one Catholic church. That's tonight at 7 on Channel 3 News.
Hi, I'm Dan Collintone, President and CEO of the Greater Akron Chamber. Here at the Chamber, we want you to know that your company's business growth and success is as important to us as it is to you. We recognize the commitment that you make to our community. It is only by working together that we are able to keep the economy strong. Give us a call today. Let us share with you how we can help you accomplish your business goals.
For local calls, I mostly use my cell phone.
I usually don't use the phone that much. I just use email.
At home, I get my local service through my cable.
Today, consumers have lots of choices for local communications. So why should Ohio still hand AT&T and MCI WorldCom huge subsidies to provide local service? AT&T and MCI lease phone lines here for half the average they pay in other states. But then they pocket the difference instead of passing it along to you. Call or email today to end the free ride for AT&T and MCI.
Made you turn, made you look, made you ask what was that?
That's just the hottest lineup of cars, trucks, and SUVs around. And right now, they're available at your local Ford store with 0% financing for 60 months or $3,000 cash back. That's right, zero financing for 60 months or $3,000 cash back on these best-selling vehicles. See your local Ford store today.
If you haven't looked at Ford lately, come on and look again.
Woke up this morning feeling fine. There's something special on my mind. I know I'll find it right here in the neighborhood.
Wake up to something good with any of our 3 delicious breakfast platters, plus fresh Minute Maid orange juice.
Hey,
Hey,
not used to seeing you here this early on a Saturday.
Saturday.
Hi, everybody. Costly win for the Cavaliers last night, and that's the focus of the McDonald's Sports Spotlight tonight. Well, the Cavs took advantage of a Raptors team that dressed just 7 players. Cavs win, coupled with Denver's loss, left both teams tied with the worst record in the NBA. The result, now the majority of the ping pong balls will be split between both teams. Take a look at the breakdown for next month's drawing. 22.5% go to the Cavs and the Nuggets, then it's the Raptors, the Heat, and the Clippers. So with the #1 pick, does that mean you automatically take LeBron James and automatically you start to get wins? Here's Channel 23's Chuck Galletti on that.
This season is over. The final, Cleveland 96, Raptors 86. The Raptors.
And, we went out and won a game. Tied Denver, so what? Be it. I don't care.
The Cavs might not care, but I'm sure the Nuggets are smiling today as both teams now have a chance for gold in the NBA draft. And that gold, LeBron James. But is the 18-year-old from Akron truly the savior?
We have better players than him in his position already on our team, though. His potential is probably, the sky's the limit for him, though.
Good LeBron is just going to add to what we need and, just make things a little bit easier.
And he would come in and make an immediate impact like a Caron Butler, did for the Miami Heat. I don't think you can really just bring a high school player in and really just think your team gonna really turn around like that. If he come, he can just hop on our bandwagon and hopefully we can do something big.
And don't forget, there is one good thing about being at the bottom. You only got one place to go, and that's up. At the gun, I'm Chuck Galletti, Channel 3 Sports.
Lenny Wilkins is out of work today. The 65-year-old resigned after the worst season in his 30 years of coaching. And congratulations to Kent State Hoops coach Jim Christian tonight. The Basketball Times has named Christian the National Rookie Head Coach of the Year. He directed the Golden Flashes to their 5th straight 20-win season and an appearance in the NIT. It's the 2nd straight year a Kent State coach has won the award. Baseball, Indians and the Orioles playing the rubber match tonight over at Jacobs Field. Take a look at the game line as CC Sabathia looks for his first win, but the Indians are going to have to score some runs, less than 3 a game they've been averaging in his starts. Well, the Akron Arrows finished up their 4-game set in Reading tonight. Last night, #1 pick Jeremy Guthrie was impressive again, pitched 7 innings for the victory. Tonight, Akron sends Francisco Truchetta to the mound against Left Sung Lee. And the world's #1 golfers reaching out to youngsters in Southern California. Tiger Woods made a $5 million donation to build a youth education center. It's expected to be open by next year. That'll do it for sports. John, back over to you.
Mike, thanks very much. Well, grab your seat and hang on. It's time to find out what's going on this weekend. Vic Gideon doesn't take a backseat to anybody as he shows us everything going on in Gideon's Guide.
I'm here at E.J. Thomas Hall in Akron waiting for the start of Aida. Let's take a look. Aida is the Disney story about a love triangle between a Nubian princess stolen from her country, an Egyptian princess, and the soldier they both love. The Elton John Tim Rice musical runs through Sunday at E.J. Thomas Hall. Champions on Ice feature skating favorites like Michelle Kwan, Tim Gable, Elvis Stoico, Sasha Cohen, Victor Petrenko, Nicole Bobick, and many more. Bulletproof Monk is the story of a mysterious monk with no name who has zigzagged the globe for 60 years to protect an ancient scroll that holds the key to unlimited power.
That was off the hinges.
A wannabe rap star from Malibu acts and talks like he's from the hood, but his dad's concerned he's going to embarrass him during his campaign to become the governor of California in Malibu's Most Wanted. And Sigourney Weaver and John Voight star in Holes, about a warden at a juvenile detention center who has children dig large holes, claiming it builds character, but really looking for a legendary hidden treasure. And blues legend B.B. King comes to town to play his annual Easter show on Playhouse Square at the Palace Theater this Sunday at 7. Well, apparently I'm a little bit early for the show, but at least I have great seats. I cannot wait to see Aida here at E.J. Thomas Hall.
It's a little early.
Hey,
I need you to move into your right.
Get out of here. What are you talking about? What do you think? I'm Bob Uecker? Get your hands off. Get his. You saw. He touched me. You saw him. This guy.
This guy. Which guy? You can catch in 1964 The Beatles at the Palace Theater in Playhouse Square. That's Saturday night at 7:30. And that does it for us this evening. Thanks for joining us. I'll see you later on tonight for PAX 23 News at 10. Good night, everyone.
PAX 23 News is made possible by our founding sponsors, Summa Health System and your local Ford store.
Summa was rated among the nation's best hospitals by U.S. News and World Report, which means we have the opportunity to become someone's hero every day.
Welcome to the PAX 23 News Community Calendar, where you'll find a listing of events in our area. If you have an activity you'd like to include on the PAX 23 News Community Calendar, fax or send your information to us 30 days prior to your event.
During Lighthouse's Spring Fever Sale.